Spoiler warning, consume at your own risk. This video is going to be a bit different from other ones, so let me know what you think. Alright, so our first look establishes the tone and expectation of the series wonderfully. Henry Cavill. The icons for each video are clever and changed, which is excellent symbolism if you can figure out what each one means. The setting is a less common medieval framing and is very fresh even if it's just Poland? Yeah, Poland. Already we're setting up the public mistrust of witchers, which Geralt will have to deal with for the rest of the series. Excellent entrance by Renfri. Oh, she's great. Was that ecology set up with the monsters? Oh, that's good. Roach. Also, why is everyone telling him he needs new clothes? I know they're a little ratty, but is it the smell? It might be the smell. Being covered in Kikimora blood might be why. That's a good line, but it also captures the yearning for adventure that young people tend to have, and showing that growing, despite how dark and gritty the rest of the world is a nice point of contrast. Yes. The setup of Stregobor, the Wizard of Blaviken. Lots of good visuals here, clearly showing his overindulgence, what with the illusions and the naked women, and Geralt is shown as a very good and savvy MC for instantly putting together that he's in hiding. The intrigue in an aliased wizard hiring a young girl to get him a witcher to kill his human monster, and it's Renfri, is really good writing. Alright, so the greatest strength of Season 1 is its separate plot lines weaving together throughout time and space, and how it hints at that is what it's doing here and there. Like, we'll see the first hint here in a second, but that is this first season's biggest strength. It's really well done, and it really set apart the series. You know, Ciri doing the classic princess sneaking out thing could have been done better. Like, you get the sense that she doesn't know these street urchins really well. Like let her have actual friends in the city instead of just street urchins. She can still play Knucklebones, like that's fine, but they abandoned her like that. Fealty. Oh, her learning Knucklebones from her grandmother's consort and talking about it during a ceremony where they're both bored, shows them as a bit irreverent, but also shows them as human and having actual interests outside of being nobility. Speak normally. Yeah, makes sense. Genre win. Ha! It doesn't rhyme. All good predictions rhyme. Good line. Also, good catch that Stregobor said internal mutations. Again, love a savvy MC. Also a good bit of world building. She's resistant to magic, but that's impossible in humans. Great setup that mutants, for one thing, aren't technically humans or can be seen as not technically humans and can have other abilities, such as some of the Witcher abilities, like we first saw Geralt with black eyes. In short, good setup for mutants. Good starting point philosophically for Geralt. He's nice and firm about not believing anyone has the power to destroy us all, and the classic evil is evil, greater, lesser, middling, it's all the same, and not wanting to choose, which is a good point. Evil is evil, however, realistically, not choosing is also a choice, as well as another lesser evil. So, good philosophy, especially for a Geralt that is seemingly relatively inexperienced. Good advice from Grandma on both life and battle. Also flirting. Hey, you gotta keep that spark alive in your later years. Alright, guarding your dance partner like this, like a overzealous puppy, that is bad form. This is plain rude. Especially in a dance like this where you're supposed to change partners, and she's a princess, so she has really high social standing, and you're just shutting this poor man out. Come on, you can do better. Excellent misdirection with the you should tell the girl. Like, we learn that there were multiple things to tell her at the end of Season 1, but here it's just made for you to think that she needs to be told that Nilfgaard is attacking, not why Nilfgaard is attacking, or who is leading Nilfgaard. Both important questions that we see answers to later on. Wow, that is dark. Good job going that dark, and good job handling it fairly well, but wow, that is dark. Also, love the conflict of Geralt getting yanked between these lesser evils, between Stregobor framing it as the stereotypical lesser evil for the good of the people, for the good of the many. However, he's killing innocent women that might do something, or might not. Where Renfri is framing it as, hey, kill this man who has killed innocent women and ruined my life. But revenge and vengeance isn't necessarily moral high ground, or straight up isn't moral high ground. That's our first sign of the time displacement between the plotlines. Like we saw earlier, Queen Calanthe won her first battle of Hachette back when she was series age, and now we see she just won that battle. Again, with the good philosophy, trying to deal with your fellow man. If you act like a monster to deal with them calling you a monster, then you are what they say you are. And following that up by calling her a princess, when she hasn't been a princess since that night with Stragobor's man, just points for Geralt. The double army reveal here is clever and shows the odds. Like, you already see with the first army that it might be stacked against Sintra, but with the second army coming up that lower hill, you know it's a pitched battle. Oh, wow, that's brutal. Whew. Great fight choreography and accurate showing of war, but whew, that's brutal. Cautionary tales don't work on me. Yeah, that's genre savvy for princesses. Also, great second hint of the time difference, with the genocide of the girls born with the Curse of the Black Sun being many, many years ago. Ice, what are you doing? Put your helmet on. You're a king. You know how vulnerable you are without the helmet? You take a blow to your head, you get shot in the head, you're done. Come on, put it on. Also, don't yell that you're losing. That's bad for morale. What are you doing? See? What did I just say, Iced? Though I will say, nice lion paws on the pauldrons, though. That's a good detail, with a lion throne of Sintra. Monarchs shouldn't react like this in battle, but this is an accurate representation. That was heartrending. To see your partner die within arm's reach, especially when you yourself are a warrior, has to be tough. So, accuracy. That doesn't answer serious question. Why are you dodging answering serious question? Are you dying? Obviously, Ciri. Yes, she's dying. Good old Vesemir. Also, I love that Geralt just wants to hang out with his horse, but people keep bothering him. Also, the patented "can I help you" look that he gives Renfri. Just great. Geralt, why are you flirting with this woman who plainly wants to manipulate you? Like, you have to know that she could be lying, and you're just... Excellent way to show the ward failing. That is a great use of visual storytelling. Chef's kiss. He's in the gatekeep. Excellent continuity. Excellent continuity. Also, the good mix of descriptions of cruelty and why they're surrendering, woven in with the depictions of the cruelty to drive home the message. Again, great visual storytelling. No, there were ways to portray that without going shrill. Like, just have her deliver the line, "I can't do this without you, I won't do this without you," with more emotion, and that would have worked. But no, you had to go shrill, and you had to use the cliche no. Like, come on, you can do better. Good first look at her powers, though. I'm not going to change where the point is, but good first look at her powers. Ooh, answering "I love you" like the last words from your granddaughter with "Find Geralt of Rivia, he is your destiny." That's hard. But yeah, those words were more important. Also, a moment of recognition for the servants here, both Mousak and Laszlo being good, stoic servants who are respecting the emotional vulnerability of those they're serving, showing actual loyalty there. Excellent respect between Calanthe and Mousak, and Calanthe being the one to first say, "Your service has been an honor," and to have Mousak, who is a sorcerer and effectively more powerful than her in some ways, return that sentiment, shows respect between the two and what they probably had to do to get to that point. The supplies mentioned earlier being poison, which is a scant mercy to citizens facing gruesome ends, but a mercy it is nonetheless. Additional wins for this lord, taking poison for his wife and son, but using a dagger for himself to help with the supplies for the rest of the citizens stuck in the castle. The music. Also, Calanthe's growing gut wound and suicide, which is a symbol to the outside that, hey, the queen is dead, you don't need to keep sacking the castle, but it also preserves the supplies of the poison further. Great visual, great tactic, and also, yeah, that was more dramatic. The scenery is beautiful, even if it's, burning. Also, I'm a sucker for lines like this. "I gave your grandmother my word, allow me to keep it." Oh, that is good. Why is no one talking to Ciri? Come on, just talk to her. I mean, Laszlo can't anymore, but come on. You idiot, stay on your horse! What are you doing? Excellent foretelling dream sequence. Also, yeah, internal mutations would affect him during that, now wouldn't it? Oh, she stole his damn horse and threw his words in his face? That's cold. Iconic catchphrase and awesome fight choreography. Lots of different types of swords on display. Ooh, the exchange of magic doesn't work on me, but silver does, and him immediately answering silver is for monsters, even in knee-jerk affirming that she is not yet a monster. Ooh. Also, the backhand? A good use of the powers she didn't know she had until recently, and showing how prominent they are by breaking an obelisk, which becomes more important later, but that looks visually significant, so good visual storytelling, again. Also sets up the guard. We see his face. First time we see his face. He's human now. He'll come back. Fucking Stragobor. God, get out of here, Stragobor. Ugh. I hate master manipulator characters. Like, especially political manipulator characters. I just... Ugh. Also, the foretelling coming true with the stoning and the covered in blood, and the line, again, you made a choice, but we'll never know if it was the right one, and her doubling down on the girl in the woods being his destiny. Good foretelling coming true. Oh, the fact that it's the girl he fought to save, telling him to never come back, that's what kills him. That's what gets him to leave. And he takes the brooch. Love that earlier it was a little unclear who Renfri meant by girl in the woods, because she might have meant herself, who she was with him in the woods, but by the end of the episode, that line coming back, centered on Ciri, makes it very clear that's who we mean. That's the girl in the woods. She's his destiny, just like he's hers. Ooh, Yen immediately being introduced as a hunchback and setting up all of her insecurities, all at once. Great. Also setting up her first accidental magic and her first mage friend and how strong she is. Also great. Good introduction of Istrid. Very organic way to introduce him. Girl got sold to a witch who's shorter than her for 4 marks. That's 40% of a pig. That's brutal. That's emotionally brutal. Also, the episode titles are very well done, with the 4 marks here being Yennefer's value, like literal value. Cover your hair, girl! The only reason you haven't been caught is because you're blonde on a winter background. Oh, never mind. That works. You're trusting a kid you just met? Yeah, he did save you, but still. What do you mean we should smother the fire? It's not your fire. You don't get to make a decision about that. The cold and her naivety are both very well portrayed. Yasker's first performance establishing how much of a drama queen he is, and that he's selfish and clever and insufferable and eavesdropping. We get succinctly introduced to Yasker in very, very short manner. You smell of heroics and heartbreak. It's onion. That's great. Very nice that Geralt doesn't react until he says Butcher of Blaviken, and then punches him in the gut. Like, that is going to be a very sore subject for him. He doesn't care about anything else. Ooh, Yennefer surviving suicide and getting raked over the coals for it. There's Fringilla, being introduced as having accidentally frozen a cat, and demonstrating balance. Good way of introducing a bunch of future sorceresses. Good setup of magic as organizing chaos and requiring balance and control to not die. Very nice. I'm sorry, did you just say the line, sometimes a flower is just a flower, the best thing it can do for us is to die? To the girl who just survived suicide? Lady, you are savage. I like that Ciri found the refugee camp and her boy savior disappears with her of their glove, but she also sees how bad it is and gets popped for cutting in line. Like, she's gonna have to lose that princess entitlement real fast. This also sets up the elf conflict and conflict with other races with the elf ears on a necklace and the taking a dwarf's shoes. Ah, very good. Yasker offering to fix Geralt's image problem with the white wolf. You know, just delivering the exposition would have been fine without the lampshading, but, you know. Ooh, I have to see this. Whack. You just saw Geralt get hit in the head, you dummy. Also, bit of a cliche, all you can see is the punch. Could have been a shadow, could have been a reflection in the satyr's eyes and a expletive from Geralt, but, you know, I guess a cliche works. Seiya is brutal, but it helps. Like, if Yen sucks at early magic and is lying, it's gonna make it worse. Her chemistry with Istrid being set up as he helps her and they grow closer, that is well done. Ciri's learning quick here, dealing out half-truths to keep herself safe, and also a good sentiment to balance out the blatant racism. That is an extreme test at the most potent place on a continent, but that is good world building for Aretusa. That is cool. Christ, that's Spartan! Like the frying and the disregard and the glass in the eye and Yen getting knocked over by an actual lightning bolt. Good line, though, with it is your job to control chaos, not become it. That is a good job. And is probably one that's going to stick with Yennefer. Already in the second episode, we can see Geralt's philosophy changing, with him instead encouraging Filavandrel to choose a lesser evil. Chaos is the same as it's always been, humans just adapted better. That is an excellent showing of some of humanity's most damning aspects, the pollution and the genocide we engage in. Excellent commentary. And there we see that Geralt hasn't changed all that much. He's still encouraging people to show others that they are not what they fear, that they are more than what they fear them to be, to not prove them right, to learn to live with them so that they themselves can live. He's grown a little bit colder, but there's his core. That's a good line. If you must kill me, I am ready. But don't call me human. That's a good line. Excellent setup that Istredd knowing older, more important magic, and that elves were the original mages before humans came along. Also, again, genocide? Editing history? Humans' most damning aspects. Part and parcel. Why is Yennefer acting difficult for no reason? Like that? Come on. There's always going to be resistance to human propaganda. Yeah. Yen being a quarter elf with her actual father, being killed in the Great Cleansing. Oh, Yen trading poor Istredd for Ascension is politically brutal, but the manipulation goes both ways between Istredd and Yen, since she gets the ancient magic out of him and he gets that she's part elf out of her, and they both turn it over to their respective mentors. And also, might I say, they found the refuge camp, the slaves are rebelling, Ciri escapes in the chaos, but also, there's that guard again. Ooh, that makes sense, world-building-wise. The failing mages being turned into eels, which are conduits for Aretuza, helping them power their magic, I assume? Good world-building, and also, backing that up with the flower quote from earlier, excellent callback. Hey, Geralt's alive, and Jaskier got Filavandriel's flute. That's fair, they broke his. That's good setting apart a protagonist. Ciri thanking Dara, despite everyone else hating elves. Good way to set her apart. Love that song. Also, the song mixing truth with lies, since respect does not make history, so he's sensationalizing what happened. Economically, that makes sense. Oh, the music and the Aretuza visuals. That's amazing. Also, good bit of subtlety here. Little Miss Perfect Rectoress of Aretuza having a public and a private favorite between Sabrina and Yennefer. Makes sense. Very nice. Very nice. But, yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. Peace. Spoiler